Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A little bit of a different setup for my pregnancy updates, but I was not liking the lighting in our bedroom today, and I'm actually here by myself right now. Actually, Ren's napping. Delaney's at church with Grandma and Pawpaw. Ethan is actually working today. He's been working the past couple Sundays. They've been so slammed at work, and Ren is sick. So me and Ren are at home, but she is taking a morning nap because she's just not feeling well. And so I thought, let me put this somewhere a little different. And you guys get a little sneak peek of my Christmas decor. That video will actually be up tomorrow. When you guys are seeing this, it will be up on Tuesday. And so, yeah, I didn't think about that, but you're getting a little sneak peek, so that's okay. I've got my coffee right here, but I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm burning up right now. I feel like I need to cut my air on in my house because I am burning up. I've only got like a little bit of coffee left, but I just got done heating it up for like the third time. I've been like so busy this morning doing housework and stuff. But today I am 20 weeks pregnant. That means I am officially halfway there. I know I said last time that in a few days I could technically maybe be halfway if the baby come like Delaney did. But officially, like if I make it to 40 weeks, I'm halfway there, and that I don't know, it just seems to be in a way flying by, and in a way it's like I'm only 20 weeks, but like 20 weeks just, I feel like the next 20 weeks are just going to fly by, and it's just such an exciting time. And I love being able, just being pregnant in this season, because you're just so busy and like time is just really gonna fly by. We have Thanksgiving this week, we have Christmas in a little over a month, and like, yeah, just this busy season. We have Delaney's birthday in January. It's just gonna fly by, and before we know it, it's gonna be March. Either March or April is when my official due date, I've got a couple questions, is April the 7th. So baby waits till 40 weeks. I'm due on April the 7th. I feel like it'll probably be March, but who knows? I may make it to 40 weeks. This time, you just never know. But 20 weeks pregnant. I've got my app here. Baby is the size of a, don't know what this is, Belgian endive. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But my other app says a mango. So the apps are a little different telling the baby's size, but either that or a mango is about the baby's size. Now the baby, if we were to do an ultrasound, would be measured from head to toe. Before now, this app says it would be measured from head to rump, and so now it's head to toe, and she is about 10 inches tall. So that just seems so exciting. It seems like she's getting so big. And she weighs about 10.5 ounces. At my ultrasound, when I was 18 weeks at my last ultrasound for my anatomy scan, she was around 8 ounces. So that's probably about right, is what they measured her. She was about 8 ounces then. So now it's 20 weeks. So she's probably gained a little more. And since baby is a girl, she's got 7 million eggs in her ovaries. She is consuming multiple ounces of amniotic fluid a day, and sprouting teeth buds under her gums, as well as eyelashes, eyebrows. I feel like I don't have a ton to update this time, so I went on Instagram last night and asked you guys to ask me some questions to do like a pregnancy update / Q&A about the pregnancy. I had my doctor's appointment this past week, and it was my 20-week appointment. I was technically 19 weeks and so many days, but it went really well. The baby's heartbeat was good. I mentioned this in the vlog that day, but right before my appointment, I was eating breakfast in my car. I was eating a biscuit, and I started feeling pressure down there, and I debated on whether to even say anything, because by the time I went to my appointment, it was completely gone. And so I was like, if I don't say anything and I keep feeling this today and through the week, I'm gonna really regret not telling him about it, and at least seeing what he said, if he needed to check me just to be safe or whatever he thought. I wasn't really worried about it, just because that it went away and all that. I went ahead and told him about it. He's like, well, let's go ahead and check you, that way you're not worried about it, you know, if you're feeling that and you keep feeling it, I don't want you to be worried about it later on. And so he went ahead and done that, and my cervix was perfect, and it was tight and closed, not thinning or anything. It was absolutely perfect. So I'm so glad I at least got him to check me and told him about it that way. Because I started feeling that, and even some more pain like within the days after that, like just like kind of pain down there. And so I'm so glad I at least said something to him to ease my mind. And you guys have probably saw I'm still taking my Makina. I will take that Makina, which is my hydroxyprogesterone shots. I get once a week. I get it every Thursday, and so I would give it at home. I get it at home instead of having to go to the doctor's office each week. Last time I went each week to the doctor's office. Now that I have 2 kids, it's a little bit harder to do that and make time for that. So it's just so much easier to be able to do it at home. And so my sister-in-law, or technically my future sister-in-law, she is a nurse, and so each Thursday she'll come over and give me my shot. Ethan could do it, but she has just offered to do that, and so anytime she's not able to do it, Ethan knows how to do it, and so he could definitely do it. But I just let her do it because Ethan kind of seems a little grossed out about it, even though like when I was doing my fertility shots when I was trying to get pregnant with Delaney, he gave me that shot each week, but that needle was so tiny and it went in my belly. It was just like not really the same, but he could definitely do it if she weren't able to do it one day. And hopefully with those shots the baby will stay cooking until full term. I don't know if I updated this, but at 12 weeks I started taking my baby aspirin, and that is to hopefully help prevent preeclampsia this time. We're hoping it helps with that. I'm really just praying that this time, like with Delaney, from 30 weeks on, I was in the hospital a few times. At 30 weeks, I was in there because I started dilating early. Even though I was taking my hydroxyprogesterone to prevent the preterm labor, then I still started dilating early with her. And at 30 weeks, I was dilated to a 1. And it was actually a doctor I'd never seen before, and she was like a little worried about that, and she's like, let me send you to the hospital. They done a test to see if the baby, if Delaney was going to come within 2 weeks, and that test was negative. I think they even gave steroids for her in case she did and all that. It was a doctor I'd never seen before, and you know, she saw my history and she was like, okay, I'm going to send you to the hospital just to be safe. And so at 30 weeks, I was at the hospital for that. And then I think my high blood pressure started around 32 weeks, 31 to 32 weeks, I think, right around in there. And from there on, I was at the doctor's office at the end of my pregnancy with her. I was there 3 times a week. And so each time I went, my blood pressure, if it was high, which every time it pretty much was, and it wouldn't go down, they send me to the hospital. That because if it wouldn't go down, they'd make me lay on my side for a few minutes at the doctor. I think it was my left side, and a lot of times that would help my blood pressure come down, but if it didn't, they would send me to the hospital. So I was there a few times with her, but this time I'm just hoping to prevent that, because it's going to be so much harder to do that now that we have kids, and trying to find, like, what if I do go to the hospital, who's going to watch my kids? And I just like Ethan to be there every step of the way, especially if I have to go to the hospital and all that. But I'm just hoping all this stuff that we're doing this time, I'm hoping we will prevent having to do any of that this time. I am just praying that I am not going to go to the hospital until it is time to give birth at least 37 to 40 weeks. Okay, I don't know what else to update, but I'm going to go ahead and answer as many questions as I can. I've gotten several questions on Instagram. I'm hoping to answer as many as I can without making this video like 20 or 25 minutes long. So I'm going to answer as many as I can. A lot of questions on, do I plan on having a natural birth or an epidural? With Delaney, there was no question. I was going to get that epidural. I had no intention on having a natural birth. I just didn't really care for that. Actually, I mentioned this to Ethan a few days ago. I was like, I should like try to have a natural birth. Like if I can get to pretty far without having to get an epidural, I should just like try to go for it. But what freaks me out the most, more than like giving birth without an epidural and feeling everything, is like the stitches afterwards. Like that freaks me out the most, is being able to feel all that. As that may sound weird to people, like you're pushing a baby out and you're gonna be able to feel it all, but stitch it, like you're worried about the stitches. But that is what I'm so worried about the most, because I mean, I may not need stitches depending on how little, or depending on the birth and maybe the size of the baby, but I may, like, what if I do need stitches? And that just like really kind of freaks me out a little bit, is knowing that I'm gonna feel all that, and that just seems really painful. I feel like I'm more open to the idea of a natural birth this time, but I'm not like set for it. I'm not like, I am going to do whatever it takes to have a natural birth, because I'm totally fine with having an epidural, and chances are I probably will go ahead and do that, depending on how labor is this time. I think with Delaney I had a lot of back labor, if I'm remembering correctly, and that is really painful. So it just depends. I'm totally for an epidural, so I feel like with the mindset I have, I'll probably get one, because I feel like if I'm not like set on going natural, I'll probably end up winding up with an epidural. But either way, like as long as the baby's here and healthy, that's all that matters. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm a little more open to it this time, but I'm not against an epidural either. Somebody put, not a question, but I think you're absolutely beautiful pregnant, and I love your channel. That is so sweet, because so many days like I do not feel it. So thank you for saying that. That just makes me feel really good. How many baby clothes do you have left over from the girls? All of them. In fact, I'm not going to have all of them by the time she gets here, because we've got to go through all the bins of the baby clothes we have downstairs in our basement. And I'm going to get rid of a lot of them. Not all of them. I'm just trying to declutter as much as I can. So I'm keeping all the nicer stuff and probably donating all the other stuff that might have stains or just not in the best shape. And so I'm just so tired of seeing all those bins of baby clothes downstairs, which I'm so glad I've kept them. But I'm definitely going to go through them and keep all the nicer stuff that I know the baby will use and donate some of it. How do you feel about having a baby close to Ren's age? I'm excited for it. With Delaney, when she was 7 months old, we started trying for another baby. So we didn't think we would get pregnant right away or anything, and obviously we didn't. I mean, here it is 4.5 years later, I finally did. But I'm excited for it. I think it's going to go really well. Ren is a wild one, but she's so sweet. She's the sweetest little baby. She's just our little wild child. But I think it's going to go well. I'm excited to have 3 kids, and Ren will be almost 2 when the baby's born. She'll be a month or 2 away from being 2 years old, and so I think it'll definitely be challenging having 3 kids, especially with a child that is under 2, but I'm looking forward to it. Favorite place to buy maternity clothes right now? Pink Blush. In fact, I have a video coming this week on that. Like they have some really good deals coming up, but Pink Blush for sure. In fact, this shirt is from Pink Blush, but they have the best. They really do. And that, like, theirs, like compared to stuff I bought at Target, which I love Target's too. I think it just depends on what I get there. I know that Pink Blushes are going to last me basically my whole pregnancy, and so I think it's definitely worth it, in my opinion, like to splurge a little bit on my maternity clothes that I want. My feet are asleep from the way I've been sitting, so let me reposition. What's been your favorite part about pregnancy this time? And the first thing that comes to my mind is being able to experience it with kids now, and especially Delaney. And I say that because Ren's just not at the age to understand it, but I do have a child that is at the age to understand so much of it. Delaney's almost 5, and just being able to experience all that with her, and see her reaction on everything, and then also just being able to experience it again. It's something I didn't know if we'd ever be able to experience again, and something we prayed for gosh, since Delaney was a little baby, is I've just really wanted that experience to be pregnant again. I love being pregnant, and the whole everything about birth and being in the hospital, giving birth to the baby, all those first moments. And so that's just my favorite thing. Are you going to make a video on hospital bags and what you're going to bring? I definitely plan on doing that. I'm so excited to make all the pregnancy videos. Definitely what's in my hospital bag, what's in babies, whatever pregnancy videos I can think of, I definitely want to do that. But definitely as it gets closer, like after 30 weeks is probably when that stuff will come. Okay, and most of the other questions are about the name. What does the name start with? Will you give us a hint on the name? Are you going to reveal the name? And my thoughts right now is I want to wait till birth to reveal the name. And you guys chimed in, I think on the last video when I said, we have a name for baby girl. And I really am leaning towards waiting till birth, because that's like the biggest thing. Like, not, you know, like the gender's not a surprise, but like this would be a surprise for everybody to find out. And I really just love the idea of giving birth, putting out our first video after birth, and that will reveal her name. And so that's my thoughts so far, and hope you guys respect that. I know, like, when other people are pregnant, that's the biggest thing I look forward to, is knowing their name. So yeah, I'm definitely leaning just towards waiting until birth. As far as giving hints, I'll think about that. I don't know, I can't think of a hint right now just off the top of my head that I'd like to give y'all. I'm definitely not giving a first letter of her name, but I'm really excited to reveal that though. Like, I just love her name so much, and it may change. I may like give some hints here and there, or we'll see, unless I just decide to reveal it, which I don't think I will. I really do think I'll wait till birth, but we will see. I think that is it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the bump. Look at me and my dears, we match. This is my 20-week belly. She's definitely growing, and you can definitely tell my belly's getting bigger, and I have a stain on my shirt. Can y'all see that? Yeah, me and my dears match. Look at that. That is so cool. 20 weeks pregnant, and I see my battery flashing. All right, let's go to the front of the belly. Like anything I wear now, well, I mean, for the longest time you've been able to tell it, but you can definitely tell that I'm pregnant. So there is the 20-week belly. Anyways, because my battery's flashing, I'm gonna make this quick, but I'm gonna try to, okay, I'm trying to think of a question to ask you guys. I like just interacting with you guys in the comments, so let me know, did you have a natural birth, or are you all for epidurals? And if you're, yeah, just let me know if you did have a natural birth. Let me know your experience with it, and was it as bad as I'm thinking it will be, especially with the stitching part? Or is that probably the easiest part? Let me know your experience with that, and I'm gonna go ahead and end it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.